Hi, I am Nirmal Sarkar, and you are listening to the CryptoHub India Podcast. We are a group of crypto enthusiasts, and this podcast is nothing but a collection of our Clubhouse live sessions, where we discuss the latest crypto trends from India. Well, this also means you can directly participate on our Clubhouse sessions and become a part of our next episode. Come, join us. Visit CryptoHubIndia.com to get all our social links. Thank you.
Welcome everyone. We are part of CryptoHub India group. We organize these sessions to discuss on various crypto projects, development in blockchain areas, cryptocurrency areas, stuff like that. You guys are welcome to raise your hand and come to the stage, ask your question. Basically today we are going to discuss about the FUD that is being created about the private cryptocurrency ban. There are different kinds of news from different media outlets. Somebody are saying it's banned, somebody are saying it's not banned. There is no confirmed news from any what I should say official sources yet. So we are just trying to clear this FUD and trying to uh, differentiate between different types of cryptocurrencies, private, public, stuff like that. What we think, what could be the possibility using the cryptocurrencies as legal tender or investments or trading, right? So stuff like that, and how the various crypto exchanges have reacted on this news. So that's what we are here for today. I'll go and mute for a while. Sambit or Ravi, can you take it?
Yeah, so I think Ravi would be taking some time off. I mean, he will be back in 10 minutes. So, yeah, if anybody has any queries or kind of any doubts they want to discuss, they want to come up, I'll be pulling them in. So, today's topic of discussion is how that we saw the circular, we saw the news that Indian government is trying to ban this private cryptocurrencies. In that circular, it is mentioned specifically, it is mentioned a term which is known as private cryptocurrencies. And by this, a lot of people have panicked. They are fearing that the government means private cryptocurrencies to be Bitcoin and Ethereum and those stuff. Everything would be banned. Only government crypto CBDCs will be there, and other things would be banned, kind of. So yeah, so this is not true. What I after we read through, so there is indeed a demarcation, a segregation between this private and public cryptocurrencies. So what I know basically is the cryptocurrencies whose transactions can be visible publicly or they are stored publicly on the blockchain. So those are basically public cryptocurrencies. You can monitor Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the others. I mean, a lot others. That the transaction history, all the previous historical transactions, everything is noted. It is somewhere or the other. It is there in the form of a ledger, and everything can be monitored. Suppose for Binance, you can refer BSC chain. For Ethereum, ETHScan. A lot of so Solana also has its own. Stellar has its Stellar.scan, something like that. But there are some currencies. There are some currencies which do not reveal who has made transaction, and I mean a third party cannot see it. What the transaction has been, what transaction has been done, in fact, and where it is going. So those are basically private cryptocurrencies. Those are Monero kind of. So
Yeah.
and it is very
So
possible that Indian government is eyeing for that. But anyways, let Joshman continue. I will again pitch in.
yeah, so I'm just going to read an extract like what's a private cryptocurrency, and we'll take the discussion from there. Okay. Private cryptocurrency, also known as privacy coins, is a class of cryptocurrencies that offer anonymous blockchain transactions. In order to obscure the origin and destination of cryptocurrency transactions, some techniques used in trading cryptocurrency assets include hiding a user's real wallet balance and address and mixing multiple transactions with each other to elude chain analysis. Bitcoin and other non-private blockchains, on the other hand, offer transparency by allowing anyone to perform chain analysis and view public addresses and transactions in their network. In this way, it is possible to track someone's deposits and withdrawals of Bitcoin and other non-private cryptocurrency. However, private cryptocurrencies offer both anonymity and untraceability. Anonymity hides the identity behind a transaction, while untraceability makes it virtually impossible for third parties to follow the trail of transactions using services such as blockchain analysis. Like Samit explained, private cryptocurrencies is something where you do not have any blockchain explorer. Like we have Etherscan, we have SolScan, we have Polygon PolScan, right? So we can trace all the transactions over there. But private cryptocurrencies are designed in such a way that the transactions cannot be traced at all. So that is one idea. We think that these kind of private cryptocurrencies will be banned, and that is not new. Most of the countries of the world have banned these type of cryptocurrencies, and you'll see most of the exchanges don't even trade them, right? So that is one perspective to see this news from that sense. Secondly, the text which we read, right, like the 10th or 11th point in the 26 bills that are supposed to be presented in winter session, it nowhere speaks about banning trading or investing, right? It only says private cryptocurrencies will not be allowed or will be banned, and only RBI supported currency will be there, right? So it never, so it can also mean that it means these cryptocurrencies are not legal tenders, and only RBI supported CBDC will be a legal tender. And we know that no country in the world is doing that, other than few, which there are economic reasons behind that. But it nowhere says the your investment and your trading is also not. So I think a lot of FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubts, have been created by these news media, and it is happening on both the sides. Like we were reading CNN News 18, they are saying they got information from government sources that crypto is not banning, right? And these other news guys says, oh, crypto is banning, and you will won't be able to sleep, blah blah blah. So we know, right, how media works. They need TRP, and we know CNN and News 18 both belong to same group. One group is shilling out message that it will ban, other group is saying it will not be banned, right? So we should wait uh, till this winter session happens. And we have seen, right, we have seen in past that government called in most of these major exchanges. They had, like, discussions with them, right? It's not like they're doing everything what they feel like. So they have already discussed with these top major exchanges. The discussions has been done, right? Few, like last week it was there, and even CoinDCX is now sending emails to their users that uh, they think that whatever the decision come, it will be progressive. Don't panic, your investment is safe, and let's wait what is in the bill when the entire thing comes out, not just the one line, right? So yeah, those are a few cents on that.
So
Matt.
yeah, Max is practice Max. Just before Max starts, Max says just one line. So we have Rohan with us. Rohan belongs to Pocket Bits. Pocket Bits is one of the oldest Indian exchanges. They started in 2017. So Rohan is also like, I don't know. I mean, they. So I must not comment on this. But Rohan, anyways, you were also involved in talks with the ministry. Kind of. I know it might be confidential, but yeah.
Yes, 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 Amit. So I was not personally involved in it, but it was more like I was currently having an overview of what is currently going around. So we also did a survey in which we have added a few points. It was more of a report in which we have added a few points on which how the global crypto adoption is happening and how what is India's stance in. So read out a few points. So we made this report. So we try to sum up a report in which we try to add a few things that is more related to the global adoption and in particular how India is standing out in the global adoption index in terms of crypto. So that report majorly includes the market capitalization. So the global crypto market is somewhere around $2.9 trillion. Okay, and in that currently, as per the survey, it is more like the Indian market cap holds somewhere around $50 billion. So that is a smaller chunk in terms of compared to $2.9 trillion globally. So when you compare it from a global perspective, if we get in a particular regulation in which things are predefined and the users or people are aware about what is going to happen, even if it's taxable, it doesn't matter because we'll be more straightforward on things that are actually active towards the government side. So apart from that, the daily trading volume. So the daily trading volume globally is somewhere around $151 billion, and in India it is somewhere around 2,600 crores in a day. So that sums up like if we get in a proper regulation in place, so we can probably scale it up to a level where India can stand out in terms of global crypto adoption. India can be a particular key player in terms of global crypto. So these are a
Bro,
few points
crypto
that.
is getting banned, huh? Rohan, bro.
Hello.
Hey D,
Yeah.
let him complete first and then don't jump in, okay?
Yes, yes. So, yeah, yeah, there are a few points that we have tried to include in it. That includes more of DeFi, how many crypto investors are there in India, and then how many number of tokens. So, when you see on an average scale, there are more than 25,000 tokens, but currently active tokens are around 7,363 as per coin market cap. So, if India in particularly regulates, if India particularly adopts crypto, it'll be more of a boom for the country itself. So because in a place where crypto is not yet legalized, or it's not in the there's not a particular regulatory framework in and around that, but still India is doing pretty well. So what my stance will be, it'll be more like when India will probably adopt crypto, it'll probably scale India to a newer level.
Yeah, Rohan, totally agree with what you were saying. That's how we also see that. So D will
Yes,
come.
yes, yes. Because
Yeah,
yeah, please, please.
yeah. If you have to continue, you can. Otherwise, I was saying D will come to you, but I think there are other people in the queue before you, so we'll
Yeah,
take
yeah,
Max
please, please.
question.
Sure.
Hi, actually, I don't have a question. Today was a day of a lot of reactions where a lot of interviews are going on. So I watched almost all, but one interview now in particular disturbed me a lot. And I'm going to play out that interview here. It's by Mr. It was on CNBC TV 18 by Shireen Bhan. And she was questioning Sugata Roy. Now, why I give this so much importance because this gentleman, Sugata Roy, was a part of the panel on parliamentary panel on finance, which had that interview on Monday. I mean, I had the meeting on Monday with the crypto player, with the crypto industry, and just hear what he has to say. Okay, I'm going to play it out loud for everybody. Hear carefully what he has to say. Previous speakers were saying that no, we don't think government is going for a ban. Government is positively going for a ban. But the whole thing is government is positively going for a ban. Came into the government is positively going for a ban. That's the view there. Yes, yes. This dates back to 2013, which is when the RBI had concerns on this. So you heard that. That's a very powerful statement. That's disturbing me a lot. And one more thing about this privacy, this private cryptocurrencies. I think in after the last that 2018 or 2019 by SC Gill, it came out now that where it came to criminalize holding of private cryptocurrencies. I think the government of India has clearly mentioned what is a private cryptocurrency, and today this is what Nemesh from CoinCrunch had to say about private cryptocurrencies. Are one of the largest influencers in the crypto space in India. Hear what he has to say about the definition of private crypto. अब एक और चीज है जो मेरे को बहुत ही गुस्सा आ रहा है काफी influencers like people who have their voice heard by millions of people are spreading misinformation around private cryptocurrencies. Private cryptocurrencies आप क्रिप्टो के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में बोलोगे तो मोनेरो जी कैश ऐसे ऐसे कॉइन्स को होता है जिनके ट्रांजैक्शंस ट्रैक नहीं हो सकते लेकिन इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट में इंडियन गवर्नमेंट के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में ये काफी क्लियरली डिफाइंड है कि जो नॉन रूपी करेंसीज है जो करेंसी सॉवरेन या गवर्नमेंट ने नहीं रिलीज करी है क्रिप्टो करेंसीज जो है वो सारी की सारी प्राइवेट क्रिप्टो सो एनीथिंग इवन बिटकॉइन इवन इथेरियम कैन बी बैंड इफ दिस बिल हैज अ प्रपोजल फॉर बैन इन इट तो जो भी कोई आपको बोल रहा है जो भी इन्फ्लुएंसर आपको बोल रहा है कि प्राइवेट क्रिप्टो करेंसी मतलब सिर्फ मोनेरो या जी कैश होगा उनको करेक्ट करो दिस इज योर रिस्पांसिबिलिटी एज वेल इफ यू आर वाचिंग दिस वीडियो ओके नाउ फाइनली so yeah, this two pieces of very disturbing information today, and one more, and the lastly is this channel which is Republic TV. If you've been hearing the debates for the last 2 3 days on crypto, they're always that Arnab Goswami is coming and bashing everybody whoever's promoting crypto. And you know what? Like Republic is as good as a spokesperson for BJP. So all these things now suddenly for the last 1.5 to 2 months, there was a lot of positive news coming out. That crypto, we're going to not ban it, we're going to regulate it. This that now suddenly all of a sudden, the last 2 3 days, all of this has happened. It's unfortunately I don't think they'll ban it, but I don't have much hope. I don't think it's going to be even if there's going to be regulation, it's not looking like it's going to be too rosy. I was getting, to be honest, I was optimistic in the last 1.5 to 2 months. But after all that's happened in the last 1 week to 10 days, after that Apna Prime Minister's speech on Saturday of the Commonwealth, where he said it can spoil our youth and stuff, it's really not looking good. And it's looking like there's going to be tight regulations coming up, which will, with the passage of time, loosen out. So I would just like to tell everyone here hope for the best, but definitely prepare for the worst.
Thank you, Max, for bringing those recordings here. We appreciate that. But my only question is, did they did in these interviews they said that they will also stop the investment or trading and they'll shut the crypto exchanges which are running in the country? Do you see that reference anywhere, or
Yeah, once again, Republic TV, which is the as good as the spokesperson of the BJP, the latest breaking news is the same thing. They said that they will give them a 90-day period for exiting, blah, blah, blah. The same thing which has happened in Feb. I honestly thought since Feb and November now, there's been so many developments. At least we've had a meeting, yeah, or this, that, but unfortunately, it seems like nothing has changed. This is what I personally feel. I could be wrong. But all this was just a show sham, just to show that the government, okay, fine, is taking interest is it just wants to hear out the people and stuff. But I personally feel the government is a bit more worried than we can anticipate, and I think they just want to start off with an all-out ban, and then slowly they might, or slowly they might loosen it. But I think they're clueless right now because honestly, most countries are clueless. No one wants to really regulate it. They're like letting the technology grow, and then they're taking steps. And India is not that proactive. So let's see. Let's see how it goes. But as of now, what's going on by this? And look at that, the own gentleman who was there in the what do you call, in that meeting of the parliamentary panel on finance, he himself is saying such strong words that positively there will be a ban. Now when a man like this, who is part of the panel, who is giving feedback to make that law, is saying such statements, now again I repeat, positively
so?
it'll be banned. It's very, very disturbing.
Yeah, Max. So, like about that guy, I don't care what Republic say or what NDTV say. All media is biased. But I'm saying that person who was saying here that he was part of the panel and he sees this guy like this being banned. Does he say anything around investing or trading? That's the only question. Because see, when this 2000 note came, some media channels were reporting there is a chip in 2000 note, and kind of they created a fund. So I don't. Like I'll go with that person who has been in the panel and who clearly says that I have interacted with government and they are going to shut down the exchanges and they will not allow the investment and trading. So that's something a valuable information, I believe. But I don't think he said that, right? He just said currencies will be banned, and I think that can also mean that.
Let me play out his interview, the main parts what he said once again. Just continue, just give me 30 seconds.
Okay, take your time. So we'll go to Sushant. Sushant is trying to say something.
Yeah, the gentleman about whom Max is talking about, the same gentleman said in the interview that the government hasn't, worked upon this particular bill as of now. So I don't know on what grounds he was saying that they will be banning it. Moreover, when you could talk about banning private cryptocurrencies and you call private cryptocurrencies, consider obviously from government's perspective, anything which is not issued as a legal tender will be a private currency. But again, when you say that you will be going ahead and banning currencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and at the same time you say that you will be classifying them as an asset for people to be able to, trade over exchanges. So how, I mean,
Yes, Sushant, I think we lost you. Yeah, that's exactly my thought.
Key concerns that you have raised, what is the clarity that you would require? I do not agree with the earlier speaker when he said that the ban is not in the offing. I am quite sure that the bill that will be brought by the government will propose a ban on cryptocurrency, private cryptocurrency, if I may say so. The main reason for the ban is that major economies in the world do not allow due to lack of underlying asset. It can be used for illegal purpose. The RBI itself is worried about impact on inflation, forex, fears that it may create economic imbalance. And proliferation in small town India is compared with gambling. Now, the main point that I'm trying to make is that there is little scope of keeping cryptocurrency and impose some sort of regulation through the RBI. The RBI may create an official digital currency. That will be the only digital currency in vogue. And the main thing is how in the bill, the government will define the uses of cryptocurrency. Since trading, if it is trading, if it is allowed to be treated as an asset or a commodity, as a section within the government has argued, it will pave the way for trading on exchange. See, China, which has now become the biggest economy in the world, has banned cryptocurrency totally. And major economies do not allow cryptocurrency. Fear is only that it may be tough to enforce, could force it to move to dark net, and that a ban will harm the large investor base, which I said is nearly 10 million. So at this point of time, though the bill is not finalized, though the copy of the bill has not been circulated, I dare say that the government will go for a ban on cryptocurrency. It will allow the RBI to float a digital currency, and it will only allow the use of technology for this purpose. So when our previous speakers were saying that no, we don't think government is going for a ban. Government is positively going for a ban. The whole thing is government is positively going for a ban.
See, none of that made sense.
Exactly.
Arey bhai,
If you, if
I agree with you. It makes no sense, absolutely. But the problem is, I have to understand that this gentleman is one of the people, the most. What I say, what you say, what what any influencer said doesn't make a difference. But he is one of the people who is actually one of the decision makers, who's giving feedback to the decision makers. That's very, very dangerous, and it's very,
he's
very.
just a part of that. He's just a part of that parliamentary committee. He's not the decision maker. Try to
No, no,
understand.
no, one thing, he's a part of the parliamentary committee who's
So
giving feedback for the
whatever he said was his personal standpoint. So if you'll see the entire 24-minute interview, he asked, "What is your personal stand? What is your private stand?" And he specifically said in the interview, on a private basis, on a personal basis, he believes that the government is positively going for a ban. Now, try to understand, even if they ban it, for instance, see, first of all, this particular ban news happened yesterday. Since morning, and even from the ministry as well, that there's no point of an absolute ban, because obviously they want to promote and survive innovation in the first place in India, because banning cryptocurrency essentially enables every guy who is in crypto at a larger level to move out of the country and seek shelter in somewhere other country as well. So, and that is a loss of huge talent and stuff like that. But okay, let's consider for a moment that that is secondary and government bans cryptos. So again, my question would be, dude, if you are going to ban Bitcoin and Ethereum, and at the same time you're saying that you will be, classed as an asset so that it can be easily traded on exchanges, you can't say both the things. Banning Ethereum and Bitcoin means you're banning the possession. There's no other way you can ban Bitcoin and Ethereum in the first place, because when you ban possession, you essentially have to criminalize even possessing Bitcoins or trading or using or stuff like that. But if you do that, you essentially can't classify it as an asset class in the first place, because in order to for people to trade it as an asset class, they'll have to possess it.
Right.
Now,
And also,
how
Max,
these contradictory statements given by some gentleman who is more than 80 years old, and I respect his age, but he has a very limited knowledge when it comes to crypto and how it works. He
absolutely
may be
agree.
one of the part.
Max, one more thing, in his interview, he's
And so
saying,
let's not go by this one gentleman.
right,
Let's
Arey, instead of going by sources now, which keep changing, some sources say it'll take
reporting
the ordinance.
till yesterday
Last time
based on a
in
simple
February,
snapshot.
the sources said that they might take the ordinance. They said so many things. Basically, the sources and they keep going all over the place. I'm only going by what Prime Minister Modi said. I'm going by what the one of the people in the panel said. Anyway, I'm not. I'm hopeful, and I hope, and I'm very I mean, I know it's very going to be very difficult to ban, but by what the main people, the main key decision makers now, who like the influencers are saying, I think it's not looking too rosy. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it should be
I,
banned
I,
or can. I'm just
I
saying that
don't trust.
I agree with everything Sushant and Joshman are saying. Now I agree with fully with y'all, and I'm hoping also it doesn't happen. But it's not looking too rosy.
yeah, that's right, Max.
I totally agree to you,
One more
Max.
statement
And
over here, right, which
also,
I heard
I
is,
would suggest everyone make sure that
is it a network thing?
whatever influencer you're following has built something in the crypto space. People just who haven't built stuff, they will essentially be critics. So just make sure that you do your own research before doing anything. Even if the government bans, let's say, crypto for all private, what they call as private cryptocurrencies, and they have also said they will leave a few out so that they can promote underlying technology, which is blockchain, and these guys don't even understand that public blockchains don't can't exist without a crypto. So So even if they do that Bitcoin, Ether, or Matic, or
Did we lose Rohan? Guys, am I audible?
Yes, you are. I think he's.
Sushant is back. Yeah, yeah. So, Max, one more point I wanted to add there was like, that guy said no countries of the world, like all countries of the world have banned cryptocurrency, right? So, I think he meant to say that it is not used as legal tender. Like, no country is allowed to use it as a legal tender, like the major countries, right? Because that if we go by his statement that cryptocurrencies are banned by other countries, which is not true, right? In every country, you can still trade cryptocurrencies, but the only true statement is you cannot use it as legal tender. So I
you
think
cannot
that
use it as a mode of payment, I guess. I think Indian government is more concerned about using crypto as a mode of payment
exact
rather
You know
than
what?
as
Then
an
in
asset.
that case, what they
So
should
they
do.
might ban it. I mean, obviously they will ban, will start paying in Bitcoin, but in India, you see, like no one pays in crypto, dude. It is actually more expensive to pay in crypto because of such high gas fees and a lack of infrastructure within, those bridges which essentially connect the real world and the crypto world. They lack in as on date. So they are let's assume that they're simply afraid of a potential use case which may which for which Bitcoin was initially built. But again, I don't see. I mean, this whole crypto ban thing was created as a FUD so that some people can scavenge on USDT for in India market. In fact, when this news came out, Ethereum just rose 5%.
yeah, I don't think
I don't know,
I
like
don't think
whosoever, if you're
Indian
new,
investors
just
can
make sure that
influence. I think Sushant, I'm losing you, and that's why I'm overspeaking you. What I was trying to say, I don't think Indian retailers can influence the Bitcoin and Ethereum market yet, right? We may be in high number, but our like investment is pretty less.
yes, yes, yes. Investment is also pretty less, and also come on, see, when China complete imposed a complete ban on all of crypto, like not even you can use or even see or possess any crypto, then even then Bitcoin's price was affected just by 5%. So we as a country with such a small number of users relative to the entire crypto community, whereas China was of Bitcoin didn't affect Bitcoin in the first place. So you can always expect like any such, see, governments going against crypto is fundamentally a good thing. Reason being, they understand what threat it brings to them and the central banking infrastructure. So all central banks will be primarily against crypto because in the long run it makes them irrelevant. That is what is happening currently with El Salvador as they are releasing their volcano bond. So IMF is essentially pushing them to not just roll back their decision of declaring Bitcoin as a legal tender. Why? Because when you have a bond backed by an organization like IMF to back your currency and your reserves, or I mean, they will never need to take a loan from any such entity or so. So you will see for all people who are new to crypto, I would suggest that guys don't panic on any such news because this is something which will happen. Governments will take each and every step to ensure that people don't understand how crypto works in the first place, and they will also ensure that okay, my people should at least stay away as much as they can make it happen. Whereas the international community, if you'll see how they work, how what people are saying, why Ethereum in the first place, those who are old in crypto, I think you get my point what I'm trying to say here.
Sushant, you're cutting off, man, again and again, and I'm not sure if.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a network issue from. I'll put myself on mute and please carry on with the room.
Thank you, Sushant. Yeah, let's move to big. Any question, concern, comments, views, discussion, opinions? Okay, big is not there. Big, are you on mute? Okay, let's move to Atul. Hey, Atul, welcome. Atul, are you speaking on mute? I think people have gone. People slept
We should
after.
move to value.
I think PTR shows me Anil when I refresh my PTR. So, Anil,
Piyush actually is blinking his mic, so let us hear
okay,
from
Piyush,
him.
go ahead.
Yeah, hi guys. Yeah, so this is for the panel. I am a very new investor in Bitcoin, Solana, and these are the two currencies I've invested in. And I've been watching this news since yesterday. Almost all the news that was played in this, I mean, I do not want to, just panic and sell all my. I intended keep my current 4 or 5 years. I mean, that was so right now. Because I have invested using this app, your coins, and they do not allow funds. I mean, just in case if something worse happens to sell it off. So I just intend to keep my and one of the way that I could figure out was sell all the holdings that I have and transfer the funds into my bank account, link it with Binance, purchase some of the coins UP market, and so just wanted to check, is Binance, if I'm holding any with Binance, is it a safe option? I mean, just in case if it is banned, I mean, just in case if the crypto is banned in India, so will I still have access to my holdings? Will be able to...
Sambit, do you want to answer? Or so yeah, Sambit, go ahead.
Yeah. So Piyush actually wanted to keep his crypto kind of, right? I mean, you want to.
Yeah, that's the intent. I want to keep it. I mean, so what's the, if there is any better alternate? Because I was just testing it
There
out.
are two alternatives, Piyush. Alternative one would be something known as a decentralized wallet. Decentralized wallet comes in many forms. I mean, one is MetaMask, one is Trust Wallet. Crypto.com has its own decentralized wallet. Coinbase has its own decentralized wallet. These are not exchange wallets. These are decentralized separate wallets. But usually I have seen, I mean, not usually, but from the some last 2-3 months, we are seeing that the Trust Wallet, which people are keeping their most of the funds, they are using that for some airdrop purposes. They're executing some smart contracts, and in the process that wallet is getting hacked. So in that way, if you are storing most of your funds in one wallet, don't use that wallet's address for airdrop purposes. Use another wallet. There is an option to create more wallets within that. You save your the phrase words for each of your wallets, and you will be fine as of now. Second thing is to go for a hardware wallet. Hardware wallet would be like a pen drive kind of thing. I mean, there are, I mean, Ledger,
Okay,
Nano.
just to add. So today I have ordered a hardware wallet from Ledger. I mean, and it will take around 6 to 8 weeks to get it delivered. I mean, my only objective right now, I want to safeguard my crypto just in case if any harsh steps are taken. So,
Exactly. Exactly.
this Binance thing, I mean, is it safe? Does it also come under Indian exchange purview or Indian government's purview?
This
Because I was checking, I purchased some bitcoins. I was able to, I mean, it was showing me the option to transfer my bitcoins to a whitelisted address, but I don't have one, so I did not do it. So just wanted to get your opinion. I mean, if I can
So
hold with Binance for let's say for 6 weeks, and then does government taking any step has any impact on the Binance wallets?
So I can give
but
you example of how it worked, like what happened in past. So I agree to your point. Like if CoinSwitch doesn't allow you to move the coins, so basically they are just holding your coins, right? So if like Binance might be a good way where you can move your coins by, like you said, selling it and then buying again on Binance. And from Binance you can then either transfer to your ledger which you are getting it, or maybe to the hot wallets like Sambit mentioned. And on your question, like can Bitcoin, like can Binance be impacted? So I think it has happened in past in US and in Canada that Binance was asked to shut down their operations. So government can ask foreign exchanges to either follow the regulations of their country or start their own company from that country. Like Binance came with Binance US later, right? So in that case also they gave some time, like Binance sent the email to their customer that you have 60 days to move out your fund or to sell them or whatever you want to do, and after that we will be closing in Canada or US. Okay, so I think like if you get your ledger within 8 weeks, I think you are okay. Just move your coins from Binance to your ledger. Like that's my experience or my knowledge I have. Sambit, do you?
no, Manish. I mean, I agree with you.
Okay, Max is trying to say something.
So this metaverse and all these hot wallets that you talked about. So can we purchase cryptos directly there, or do we have to I mean use
No,
something like Binance
they
and
are not
transfer the
What?
funds to
exchanges.
the hot one?
Yeah, there are not
Yeah.
exchanges. There are simply wallets. There are simply so suppose like let me just give an example. Earlier, what we used to do, we used to download a movie, then we used to store the movie in our pen drive, right? You cannot download the movie from I don't know. I mean directly or something.
No, I get your point. I
So
get your point.
you have to send it to exchange. You have to sell them, and then that has to happen. When you see all these custodial wallets, all those wallets, unknown wallets sends 500, 5,000 bitcoins into exchanges. So these people have already, they are using this custodial wallet. Some are using this hardware wallets. So everyone has some kind of wallets. They do not store wealth or bitcoin in their exchanges. So in that way, you will protect your fund one way, and yeah, again here also you should like store the seed phrase somewhere correctly. That is because once that suppose this is an hardware, sometimes it can get lost or it can get corrupted. So when you order the next set of ledger, so if you use the same phrase and you can just get your previous wallet back. That it works like that, I think. And there is also a security issue, like you have to use some multi-sig kind of thing, I think. I don't know. I mean, somebody, I
Max
think
Max is
Ravi, or
flashing
yeah,
his hand.
Max.
See, Piyush, your ledger is coming in 6 weeks. That's a good thing. I would suggest you not to panic and not move your crypto anywhere. I'll tell you why. Because even if this bill turns for the worst, let's assume the worst case scenario. Firstly, though, the monsoon session is starting only on the 29th of this month. So you have another week over there. Then it has to pass through first. It has to be presented in the lower house. Then it has to be debated upon. Then it will most likely go to a standing committee for further deliberation. Then again, it will come back. Then again, it will go. There'll be a second round of debate. Then it will go to the upper house. Same procedure will be followed. So most likely, firstly, it's not going to be completed in 6 months. So I would not panic that much. Secondly, if you now transfer it from your, if you keep transferring from, for example, from your Indian exchange to your hardware wallet or your cold wallet, then again you transfer it to Binance. Then you keep transferring it back. Every time you do that transaction, you're going to end up paying some transfer fees, more so in the exchanges than from your wallet. You can, in your wallet, when you're transferring, you can choose how much fee you choose to pay depending on the speed of the transaction. So don't worry, don't panic. It's not like in 6 weeks, everything is going to get banned. It's going to take time. And even if it's a total ban, they're going to give you a certain amount of window to exit your crypto or whatever, withdraw your, like, sell your crypto and that stuff. So please don't go for that panic situation where you have to move it to Binance. And one more thing, even if tomorrow India bans crypto, and Binance, you have to remember, will definitely scan through all their KYCs and see which of their customers are Indians. And based on the law of your residency, that's why they ask you what country. Any KYC compliant exchange will ask you what is your nationality and what is your residency, and they'll ask you for an ID proof. So they are also updated about what the changing rules are. And if they find out that crypto is banned in India, that email will go out to all the Indian residents that, sir, by this date your account will be suspended. So please liquidate all your holdings. So that's also going to happen. So it won't be safe there also. So the best is to stay put. Don't worry. In 6 weeks, your ledger will come. That's the best place to put it, and you'll end up like with less transactions.
Yep, makes sense.
Right.
Yep.
And like these exchanges, they are not like to 2017 now. They have big funding from Coinbase and Binance. So even if, what I believe, I can be wrong, even if something comes against them, they can go to Supreme Court, they can fight case. They have a lot of money and power behind them now. So yeah, they'll give you enough time to do this. Nothing will bring down, like the world is not coming down in a.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go to Velu, Velu. Velu, are you there? Mute? Are you on mute? No. Okay, let's go to S. Mr. S.
Yeah, I'm having dinner, so I'll come back in 5
Okay,
minutes.
thank you. So, anyone here who has not gone yet? Yogesh, are you trying to say something? Sub panic. Everybody is sailing on the same boat. Yeah.
तो अगर बैन हो जाती है क्रिप्टो करेंसी, तो जैसे 3 एक्सचेंजों में मेरा पैसा है, बिट डीएनएस, वजीरेक्स और बाइनेंस। तो अगर बाइनेंस में पूरा पैसा शिफ्ट करते हैं, तो उसको अपन होल्ड कर पाएंगे वहां पे? P2P के थ्रू पैसा रिटर्न होगा, कैसे होगा? या वो लेजर लेना?
नहीं, लेजर तो हार्डवेयर है ना, कोल्ड स्टोरेज। आप ये हॉट वॉलेट्स भी यूज कर सकते हो। मेटामास्क हो गया, कॉइनबेस का खुद का वॉलेट है, crypto.com का खुद, सबके अपने अपने डिसेंट्रलाइज वॉलेट्स भी हैं, आप वहां भी मूव कर सकते हो। लेकिन अब उस समय क्या होगा ये सब तो हम भी नहीं बता, लाइक आई थिंक कोई गवर्नमेंट से भी नहीं बता सकता अभी तो, जब तक वो बिल नहीं आता वहां पे। पहले तो ये आएगा कि भाई क्रिप्टो करेंसी का फ्यूचर क्या है। वो सिर्फ उनको एज अ लीगल टेंडर यूज करने के लिए रोक रहे हैं, या फिर वो उनका ट्रेडिंग और इन्वेस्टिंग भी बंद कर रहे हैं ना। पहले तो ये आएगा, उसके बाद ये होगा कि अच्छा अब चलो ठीक है, माना ये बंद हो रहा है, तो अब ये एक्सचेंजेस जो इतना पैसा लेके बैठे हुए हैं ये क्या करें। तो उनके लिए रेगुलेशन बनेंगे, भाई इतने दिनों तक ये लौटा दो, इतने लोगों को, अपने कस्टमर्स को बोलो अपना पैसा निकालें। फिर उसके बाद बारी आएगी फॉरेन एक्सचेंजेस में जहाँ पैसा पड़ा है उसका क्या रहना है। तो मतलब स्टेप बाय स्टेप ही पता चलता रहेगा, अभी से तो कोई कुछ नहीं कह सकता।
क्योंकि मुझे ज्यादा नॉलेज है नहीं क्रिप्टो का, बस मुझे इतना जरूर पता था कि आप अपना पैसा जो भी आपने अगर इंडियन एक्सचेंजेस में डाल के रखा है उसको बाइनेंस में शिफ्ट कर लो, और वहां पे P2P के थ्रू आप अपने अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर कराते हो। तो ये ऑप्शन खुला रहेगा अपने लिए बैन हो जाने के बाद, या नहीं रहेगा?
अगर बाइनेंस ही बंद, लाइक अगर बाइनेंस को इंडिया से ऑपरेट होना ही बंद हो जाएगा तो कैसे करोगे?
ओके, गॉट योर पॉइंट।
जैसे यूएस में कनाडा में कई प्रोविंसेस में बाइनेंस नहीं चलता ना, लाइक यू कैन नॉट, आप लाइक इफ यू डाउनलोड एन ऐप एंड यू ट्राई टू रन इट विल से दिस इज नॉट सपोर्टेड इन योर कंट्री, फिर तुम लोग वीपीएन और ये सारे जुगाड़ करके करोगे, बट लाइक दैट्स नॉट अ स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड सोल्यूशन। तो मतलब अगर बाइनेंस बैन होगा तो फिर वो भी बैन हो जाएगा, योगी जो आप कह रहे हो, बट जो भी कुछ होगा ना उससे पहले इनफ टाइम मिलेगा, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता ना, पैसा इन्वॉल्व है यहाँ पे, एकदम से नहीं होगा कि
तो वो मैं आज मैं कभी ज्यादा ज्यादा क्रिप्टो करेंसी में घुसता नहीं, क्योंकि जब भी क्रिप्टो हब में आता हूँ मेरे क्वेश्चन के आंसर्स मेरे को मिल जाते हैं, तो ज्यादा दिमाग लगाना नहीं पड़ता है मेरे को। आज मैंने बिटकॉइन और इथेरियम की मार्केट कैप देखी, तो आई फाउंड दैट इंडियन इकोनॉमी का 30 to 40% पैसा है बिटकॉइन और इथेरियम में डाला हुआ है मार्केट कैप के अकॉर्डिंग, इंडियन रुपीज में अगर तो ह्यूज मनी, दिस इज अ, मुझे नहीं लगता
या
बैन।
बट जो इंडिया से है वो कितना है, राइट? इंडिया से कितना पैसा है उस इथेरियम और बिटकॉइन में, वो मैटर करता है ना। तुम तो ग्लोबल देख रहे हो, पूरे वर्ल्ड में $3 ट्रिलियन का मार्केट है, तो ठीक है, ऐसे तो कितनी कंपनियां भी हैं जो कंट्री की इकोनॉमी से भी लाइक इनसे भी बड़ी होती हैं, रिजर्व से भी, तो वो ग्लोबल होता है ना। तो ऐसा नहीं है कि इंडिया की वजह से $3 ट्रिलियन का मार्केट है।
ओके ओके, ठीक है।
Srini ji is on the stage. He's a wonderful speaker and a good knowledge person on the finance area, especially. He has been coming to our room and sharing his insight. He explained us how economy works and how the crypto projects can become threat to any country, not only India, based on how the money flows outside and why regulations are important. So let's listen to his views. What is he saying about this FUD that is going around? So Srini ji, what do you think? When they say private cryptocurrency will be banned, do they mean legal tender or do they mean even the
I don't know, yeah, honestly. ये I think like I was saying yesterday in one of the rooms, बहुत ही difficult है बोलना, because we are just reading some headline and headline क्या है, पीछे क्या है, we really don't. ये private crypto is itself a new concept. ये है क्या चीज? What does it mean? Is it private crypto or crypto which is, I mean, I don't know, but बहुत speculation है इस पे, बहुत speculation करना नहीं चाहता हूँ, because it'll come back to bite us maybe a month from now when the bill is in the parliament. So, but आज थोड़ा बहुत clarity तो आया है. Some rumors have come out that saying this was a draft bill. This is not exactly going to be banned. मतलब पता नहीं exactly, because nothing is coming from official sources, right? So, if I were trading crypto today, while I will not panic, I shouldn't panic. One way to do is to stay a little more safe and stay away from all the meme coins and stick to the top two, top three, currencies, because at least कुछ तो liquidity मिलेगा, currency depreciation hold करेगा, because today what is really happening, you might have all seen, right? कि अभी the trade that's happening in India versus the trade that's happening in US for the same currency is such a huge arbitrage. So arbitrage to milega, if not today, tomorrow, to at least wind up a position. If it's a currency worth, getting that arbitrage. If currency is not worth arbitrage, if it's a meme coin, because meme coins tend to have, you will have the same problem tomorrow if it's officially banned. And then that will be a big problem. Well, you shouldn't panic. As I said, there is still hope things will not be as it is. But the way to probably think from a straddle, not take big portfolio, stay invested in currencies or at least coins which are highly liquid, or at least have some global demo. I think that's the way to think about. At least some few people who've been talking since morning have this feeling that kuch to hoga for sure. Even if the regulation comes, can come from 2-3 angles. Without outright ban, they may say these things are not, things are allowed. This limit is allowed. Only such kind of investment. All position have paid. There could be 100 variations can come even without a ban that can impact your or the portfolio. So, मैं तो speculate कर रहा हूँ. At this point of time, instead of speculation, it's better to pace.
So I just have a question. Like I was also wondering the same thing. Like if, like suppose government is going to, you can say, going to fully ban it, and they're gonna give us a window of suppose 1 month or 6 months. That in that period of time we have to withdraw all our, and then we have to pay the taxes. But how we gonna be pay? Like you can say converting that investment back to INR, because some has to be like some, there should be some people who is buying it. If even the exchanges are buying it, how the exchanges will gonna be converting that our investment into back to INR again, because they are paying INR to us by taking our crypto asset. So
yeah, but Ravi, end of the day, ideally they should have held crypto in your name, ना? अगर आप खरीद रहे हो crypto,
yes,
वो तो तुमको passbook entry दे रहा है. there is this in your name, ideally the exchange should hold it. If they're not holding it, then you have a problem.
No,
And
no,
looks like
how
some
they
of them are
gonna?
not holding it.
No, no. How they gonna pay us the INR? Suppose
No,
I'm
no,
paying
see,
because
the question is today, Bitcoin can be sold in foreign currency, changed to an Indian currency in bot. उसका कोई बड़ा issue नहीं है. You can sell the same Bitcoin in US, get it in US dollar, use the government approved route to bring it to India. वो इतना बड़ा issue नहीं है. The issue is simply, do they actually have the currency?
Exactly. प्रॉब्लम वही है, अगर हमने बिटकॉइन खरीदा है वजीर एक्स से और वजीर एक्स के पास वो बिटकॉइन है ही नहीं, then it will be a problem. Otherwise, like Shini ji said, मुझे भी लगता है कि अगर उसके पास बिटकॉइन है तो वो हमें हमारा पैसा दे के वो बाहर भेज देगा ना दूसरे एक्सचेंज में, और फिर वो जो भी लीगल रूट होता है उसके थ्रू ले आएगा पैसा. सो या
अगर आपने वो पुराना कमेटी का मिनट्स देखा है और द ड्राफ्ट बिल जो था उसको देखा है, तो दे हैव बीन देयर दैट गिवन अ 90-day विंडो फॉर वाइंडिंग अप ऑफ एक्सिस्टिंग पोजीशंस फॉर एक्सचेंजेस एंड इन्वेस्टर्स, राइट? तो वो विंडो बैन होगा तो यहाँ पे मिलेगा. इट विल बी, अदरवाइज इट विल बी डिजास्टर. यू विल नॉट ओनली बी किलिंग द इंडस्ट्री, यू विल बी किलिंग द सेविंग. But that's not the point. I think no government will say that कल से कुछ भी नहीं होगा. Even in demonetization, they give you time to go and exchange it with the bank. तो वो opportunity तो मिलेगा. They will give you some opportunities to do it. But by the time the erosion in value, that's the problem. It's not about ability to sell, but sell it at a price which is going to be at a panic mode, right? So, and that's the reason why I think till some clarity comes, at least there is the panic now. When the clarity comes, good to stay in a more liquid currency than illiquid currency.
But can that be challenged? Because let's say if they give us a 90-day period, and in that 90-day period, there's a global crisis of crypto, or there's some like FUD like the China crypto mining ban, and everything is going down, then we'll be forced to liquidate in a like a bear market. So is that fair? Can that be legally?
I don't think so. I think अगर आपका, see, it's the same thing, right? अभी I don't know how many of you have been tracking equity market. A couple of years ago, Yes Bank went into trouble, right? Yes Bank ने एक security issue किया था, Tier 81 security. It's a Tier 1 security issued by Yes Bank. तो वो Tier 1 security everybody bought thinking इसमें अच्छा interest rate मिल रहा है. But overnight when RBI came and said कि अरे भाई ये Tier 1 equity जैसा है, इसमें कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं मिलेगा, इसको प्रिंसिपल भी नहीं मिलेगा कल से, आरबीआई ने बोला, राइट? बिकॉज द बैंक वेंट अंडर, राइट? तो पीपल कंटेस्टेड, वेंट टू कोर्ट, डिड लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, कुछ हुआ नहीं. अगर आप फिजिकल रेगुलेटेड एंटिटी को आप प्रोटेक्ट नहीं कर पा रहे हो, तो ये अनरेगुलेटेड एंट्री को चैलेंज करना, बिकॉज ग्लोबली मार्केट्स आर एट देयर इज अ फंड एंड देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम. I don't
I would
think so.
like
There could be some other
I
angle
would
too.
like to
There could be some
imagine
other angle.
that there are much more crypto investors and there are Yes Bank shareholders which have
No, but the Yes Bank shareholders included institutional investors, right? Including some big organizations, right? Banks के साथ बहुत लोग थे. All of them lost money. Now, the point here is that it's a regulated entity. And by the way, the law is very clear. People have misread the law, right? 81 was very clear. It is a risk capital, but it's a bond. The bond is issued as a Tier 1 capital. And जब Yes Bank का restructuring हुआ, the equity got wiped out zero. The 81 bond also. तो but लोगों ने जब खरीदा था, they thought इसमें कोई रिस्क ही नहीं है.
But exactly,
So
now you can also
this
argue,
is
you can say that
this.
since it was a regulated thing, since it was regulated, fine. You went to the court and nothing
Yeah,
happened. But though it's not regulated only, so it's the fault of the government not to they should have regulated first, and then they should have done this. Now that you haven't even regulated something, and you're forcing
नहीं
to sell it
भाई,
off,
अरे भाई आप
how can you do that?
no.
It's a
अरे ऐसा नहीं है, ऐसा will get that, but will it see the light of the day? I doubt. तो उसमें कोई वैलिडिटी नहीं ना आज के तारीख में. आप and yesterday somebody was very unhappy when I said बॉस आप illegal activity करने के बाद में केस नहीं कर सकते हो, because illegal activity का timeline दे रहे वो आपके पास अगर है 90 day में भेजो या whatever period that they're going to give a timeline. That demonetization also was challenged, nothing happened, and it's very difficult to do that.
No,
So I
even
don't
though.
think there is a legal course, right? One thing that is possible is obviously it's an election year, a lot of sensitivities involved, a lot of youths have invested. Good representation, I think they're doing, right? Currently also all this representation is going on, because in a way it's good to have given a shock before the bill. So at least लोगों के पास time है to rethink their strategy. कल bill आ जाता, pass हो जाता, and it would have been even more worse. But having said that, I think आज जो मैंने commentary सुना है सुबह से बहुत लोगों का, I think it's been toned down a little bit than what we yesterday night people were trying to talk about. That doesn't mean I understand everything, but I just feel that thoda aaj better sense, right? Even the government, or at least so-called government spokesmen have given some different points of view on this. So, pata nahi, dekhte hain. Having said that, ek mahine mein to chal jayega bill to parliament mein.
So I have one more question. There is also a panic situation during Arun Jaitley time when he announced there is a ban in crypto. Uh, the question were around it is not a legal tender, but action has find the different mechanism, because earlier मेरे ख्याल से आरबीआई ने कुछ बैन करा था टू डिपॉजिट डायरेक्टली टू द एक्सचेंज.
Wait, Piyush, actually क्या हुआ है, I'll tell you.
हाँ.
In the original ban जो भी बोलो, the intent to ban जो था
Yeah.
RBI का,
So ban is a wrong word, I believe.
So it was not backed by an act.
हाँ.
That's why Supreme Court stayed and says, "यार आपके पास कोई है नहीं इसको illegal बनाने के लिए." Now the bill is being introduced to make it a law. आज के तारीख में एक बार bill आपने कर दिया, then Supreme Court has to follow the law of the land. So it can't be challenged when it's a law of the land is illegal, right? Abhi, I think the bill is being bought so that the government gets teeth to actually ban it. Otherwise, they couldn't have banned it without this. A ban is the wrong word. I think it's prohibition. So prohibition
Right.
का मतलब पता नहीं क्या है. But again, I am just trying to speculate. मैं तो पहले से बोलता हूँ, please don't listen to me on this. I am equally in the blind like any one of you are there. But all of us are trying to put some thoughts around what to do next, right? To do next में important है आज के तारीख में थोड़ा संभाल के रहना. You have to be careful in terms of the exposure.
No. So what is the impact? So let's suppose if by any sort they introduce a bill, would be there any impact on the foreign exchange who's holding the wallet over in suppose like Binance, in BitMEX, any other?
Absolutely. See, as a country citizen, they have 2-3 things to do, right? You have a regulatory environment which allows you to hold certain securities. I mean, I'm assuming they'll call this security than a currency. If you call this currency a security or a commodity, then it's easy to even define it. If you call it currency, anyway, from day one, it's banned. You are not supposed to currency, foreign currency, right? Technically. So, in a way, tomorrow they say all crypto illegal. That means holding of it also, whether in India or outside India, is technically illegal. Now, can they take action against you for holding outside India? Ideally, they can. All this Hawala money, they go behind, and of course, it takes ages for them to recover, but they can. They can hold people responsible for money being held outside India also, because as a citizen, you are not supposed to have done it.
It's actually the law starts like for all in India and from India. So it's in India and from India. So even if you're operating from India to an overseas exchange, the ambit of the law falls in that. So yes, they can stop you for overseas holding it in overseas exchanges because you're holding it.
Right. Like, for example, Vijay Mallya takes loan from one bank, okay, and he moves that entire money to Swiss bank, right? So that's kind of illegal stuff, right? So that's what.
He's moved it from India now. So yes, he does fall into the ambit of the law, and it is.
Right.
So I have a question. Essentially two questions. First one being, so how do you actually ban these currencies? Like, especially talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, for that matter, let's say Solana or whatsoever. All these layer one blockchains. How do you actually ban them? That is first. And second is, even if let's say a law is being passed in the parliament, someone said that Supreme Court also will have to uphold it, but it can always be challenged in the court, right? Or that is also not the case.
No, Susan, let me try and take a stab at your question. First is, how can it be banned? Right? It can be banned. There's nothing wrong in banning it. Now, the question is, how do you enforce the ban? Because it's it's on the internet. There are multiple ways, like what China is trying to do to enforce the ban. एक तो आपका currency choke point है. आपको खरीदना तो रुपी से है, right? वहाँ से आप choke करो. That is what the government tried to do some time ago. Saying banks को disallow करो, खरीदना बेचना. The exchanges को ये करो, मतलब illegal करो. So there are various ways to enforce ban. You can still not ban it like the way you can ban, let's say, a property or a gold or something like that. But it's still possible for it to completely be choked, choking the resources, choking the. So, but I don't think that's the intent of the government. Intent of the government clearly is something else altogether. I think it's not like, obviously there won't be crypto exchanges in India if it's banned, right? तो पहले वाला वही problem होता है. Second question I'm trying to tell you is that anything in India can be challenged, right? You can be challenged for not getting water in your house or electricity. The question is constitutionality of that. Court looks at it from a constitutional point. If constitutionally a law has been passed and that holds this thing as it is very, very tough for courts side again unless it is constitutionally invalid. That is where the little bit of a hope lays. Saying, can somebody go and prove it? It's against the constitution, this particular law, which is very rare. In most cases, very tough.
Also, if Supreme Court, we have seen examples from past. Like if Supreme Court enforces something on government, no, you cannot do that. Government has enough power to bring ordinance, like we've seen in Shah Bano case and
No, no,
like in past. So there are
in this case, ordinance, this is the law. That is, the ordinance is only when there is no law. This is a bill. ये ordinance से ऊपर है. Ordinance has a time limit. Ordinance has to be followed by a bill. This is a state bill. This has got to be the law of the land. So ordinance का मतलब ही नहीं है. This is like ultimate. This can still be challenged, but validity of the challenge is a question. I'm sure there'll be challenge. There'll be thousands of people who will go to the court. उसका होगा.
Yeah, because essentially, see, if what my perspective is, like, if you see how crypto works and what crypto offers, banning will be right away unconstitutional in the first place. How it is unconstitutional? Obviously, it violates freedom of speech, right to privacy, and stuff like that. Any lawyer in this room would be able to shed
But
more light on.
yeah, tell me how does the freedom of speech get stopped on?
So, see, first time in history, what has happened is with crypto, like, I am in absolute possession of my own money, right? The government comes into picture where I default as a person who is hiding my money. What I'm saying as a normal crypto user, that I'll keep my money in Bitcoin. Whenever you come to me, I will definitely declare what I
Well,
have.
Shushan, you can't, right? Today, the law of the land doesn't even allow foreign currency to be held in your hand. You can't hold more than
No, no, so
$10,000 with you.
that's my
तो
point.
Bitcoin कैसे
I
तुम?
don't need a bank. I don't need a bank to hold Bitcoin.
Sorry, I don't get it.
So I don't need a bank to hold Bitcoin in the first place.
No, it's
I
not
mean,
about
if I
bank.
hold
I'm saying you can't even hold a physical currency of particular value as a citizen in India. Forget bank. अगर आपको 10,000 US dollar मिला in cash, not in account, the law
Mhm.
prohibits you to hold that today. You can't. You need permission to hold currency also, physical currency. Indian currency you can hold as much as you want. But there also, of course, there is income and all that stuff you have to prove. But
What?
foreign currency you can't even hold. अभी Bitcoin कैसा आपको लगा कि Bitcoin is allowed but US dollar is not allowed. Same problem. So I
No,
don't think it's a freedom
US
of
dollar
speech.
again is a sovereign currency, I guess, no?
अरे वही तो वो भी
Bitcoin.
तो अलाउड नहीं है यार. वो अगर वो currency which is validly tradable in India is not allowed, at least to some extent with some limits, how will this be allowed? I mean, I don't know the freedom of speech argument. Here is a question of technology argument. There's an argument of ambitions of country. There's so many other arguments that can be made. But I think
Mm-hmm.
constitutional argument will be very difficult.
Okay. Well, I've heard few lawyers who will second that. Uh, but again, I would suggest, like, see, again, ban, even if they impose a ban, they can actually can't impose a ban. They can only punish you for holding crypto, which they are most unlikely to do, because they themselves are saying that they will, classify as an asset class. So both of them are contradictory statements. Again,
I have one question here. Let's say, okay, this ban happens and they say that, chalo, 90 days you have to liquidate your crypto. And let's say now, for example, this Kamath guy, what's his name? Nitin Kamath from Zerodha. He claims that he claims that he had got one BTC in 2013 and he's forgotten the keys. He can't access it. What if everyone says that I've forgotten my private keys, I don't know how to move it, and later on you say I remember my private keys? How do you prove? It's such a tricky thing. How do you even prove the person has genuinely forgotten his keys and he can't move it out of the wallet and later he remembered he found it? How do you prove these things?
no one can, dude. See, uh, that's the beauty of
Because
it
that's a gray area.
in the
Let's say
first
tomorrow
place.
they say, now I'm giving you 180 days for everybody who has stored it out in their custodial wallets, now in your decentralized wallets. I'm giving you all 180 days to move it out and sell it off. Everybody can say, "No, I'm sorry, I've forgotten my I've forgotten my passphrase, I can't remember it." Now later, after 5 years, I'll come in. Then 5 years, I'll come and say, "Now I remember it, I found it. Now I'm moving it." So how do you how do you even legally punish someone for that, for forgetting a password? Can you even?
No, so I don't think it's a big issue. If that happens, then you can go to the court of law and challenge it. Yeah, मतलब मैं भूल गया था. Physically, you can prove all these things. I think some of these अभी जब पार्टीशन हुआ था, वेर some of these people left properties, moved out. अभी उसको जो enemy property का dispute होता है इंडिया में, that discussion is still going on. Some of them go to the court and they try and get, while technically it's an enemy property, but you have the right because you used to own that. So ये मुझे नहीं लगता it's such a big issue on small
Property-
technicality. The bigger
property-
issue is bigger.
But physical property,
Can I talk?
you have the Satbara Utara, you have the like a bill or something to prove. But here in crypto, how do you prove ownership of a physical address? I mean, of a digital address. It's very difficult to prove that.
Yeah, you can't do that. Unless obviously it can be
A
proven only
bank
through
account, chalo, I have an
central
account. I've given my KYC. I've given my Aadhaar card. I've given my
ये
bank.
तो blockchain है ना यार, blockchain में everything is there यार. If you really want to prove that you are the owner of it,
How can you know? How do you prove that you're the owner of that particular address? I don't. For example, let's say I've gifted that crypto to my friend, and now he possesses it, and I've given him the passcode, and I don't even remember it, and he's owning it. How do you prove that it's not in my possession? It's in his possession. How do you prove that? Like you said, for physical property, you have physical.
Whoever holds the seed phrase will be the rightful owner.
Yeah, but how do you prove who owns or remembers the seed phrase? That's the tricky part, no? How do you prove?
No, I think the discussion is moving in a different direction. See, I'm both an engineer and a lawyer, okay, and I've been working on these cryptocurrencies for a long time. See, in my opinion, what the government proposes is not to punish the person who is having a cryptocurrency, okay. So probably the bill what is to be tabled next week in the parliament will not allow this with the crypto exchanges what we have today, and also it will prohibit the banks to support anybody having to deal with cryptocurrencies. Other than that, the bill may not do anything else. It is not a drug actually to punish a people to possess. So we can take this discussion in this any questions, follow-up questions? I'm ready.
I actually had a question.
I actually
had a question. I had a question, and I had my own reading of the events. So first, I'll move to the question to Vishwanath. So even if they do bring about this ban, and introduce a central CBDC, essentially what I can do is if I have any holdings, my bag is not that great to be honest, but I can say move it to the US by essentially moving it to a cold storage, shifting the cold storage outside to outside of India, then selling it in the international market and converting that to the digital INR. What stops me from doing that? I can
yes, very much it can be done. Very much it can be done.
One clarification: CDBCs, whichever the government will be issuing, CDBC will not be a cryptocurrency. That is first. It will not be built on a blockchain. If you go and read the speech with respect to CDBC on RBI's website, nowhere they have mentioned the word blockchain or crypto in the entire speech, in the entire address they have done with respect to CDBCs. So if they issue a CDBC, it will be more or less like the Chinese digital yuan, which the Chinese government has issued. It will be a centralized currency, and for a centralized database, I don't think maintaining a blockchain would be feasible at any point in time, because only since it is not a public blockchain, there is no point in maintaining a database over a blockchain.
Thanks, Sushant.
So
yes, I agree that this CDBC cannot be as crypto. I agree. We completely agree.
You were listening to the CryptoHub India podcast. Do follow us wherever you are listening so that you get notified about the latest episodes as soon as they're out. We are active on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Telegram, and Clubhouse. Visit CryptoHubIndia.com to get all our social links. This is Nirmal Sarkar signing off. Thank you.